when the dam was built, it backed up the flow of the river, and the river began to spill over and created the largest lake in the world. Let me tell you a little bit about this lake. Lake Nasser spans approximately 1,550 miles. Did y'all hear what I just said? It's over 310 miles long. The average width of the lake is 6 miles, and its widest point is 21 miles wide. And in certain points, it is over 600 feet deep. Man-made lake. Not only were the lives of hundreds of thousands of Nubians changed by the building of this dam, here's the deep thing. Many artifacts that provide the evidence. What did I just say? Evidence. Many of the artifacts that provides the evidence of our ancient African past were covered by water, lost, and much of it still is. And a couple of temples that were submerged slightly into the water or just beneath the surface of the water were relocated, such as the temple of Ramses at Al-Symbol, such as the temple of Isis on the island of Philae, taken up out of the water and reassembled. Unfortunately, some of the temples that are now visited, and here's the sad thing about it, some of the temples that people now visit in Egypt, guess what, y'all? They're recent temples. The old ancient temples, most of them are gone or underwater, where they get the whole idea of the sunken city of Atlantis from. Coming clear to you?
Yes.
The temples that they want you to see are temples that have the influence of the modern invaders in it. So when you walk around, the features that you see, the facial features, are really Africoid in many of the temples. Leading people, in fact, we had a group that was there. There was a French group standing right next to our group. And it blew my mind because we're listening to, we had a sister on the tour with us. Her name is Michelle Pearson, who spoke, I think, like 8 or 9 different languages. And French was one of the languages that she could speak. So there was this French group out there. And Michelle said, "What?" And I said, "What's the matter?" And Michelle said, "That man just told them that it was their ancestors that built all this shit." Didn't it show you that? That's the kind of madness that's going on. People are going to Egypt thinking that that's their past. It's not their past. And our young people in the streets of St. Louis, Cleveland, Los Angeles, New York, Baltimore are killing each other because they have nothing to connect to give them a sense of esteem and identity. They don't see themselves in history. And the only recognition that they get of their past is slavery. Let me tell y'all something. If the only thing you know about us is what happened during the slave period, you don't know our story. Are we clear, family? Therefore, you got to understand, most of the people who go to Egypt get a misinformed and misdirected view of the great African civilizations because the evidence of the true origins is systematically being removed. Therefore, those of us, those of you who have been with me or went with anyone else, and you have pictures, you have documentation of the evidence of our story, guard it, treasure it, because trust me, family, just like when we keep presenting the evidence, like I'm going to show y'all today some of it, when we keep presenting the evidence that cancels out their story. Let's look at some of the pictures now. The person that you're looking at now on the screen is the man that I started out talking about. His name is Dr. Ben. This man is the father of so many of us who have conscious and who have been reading and doing our study. He has absolutely no idea how many lives he has touched with his work. So we honor him today. Let's kind of go back here now. I told you at the beginning that Arabs have been employed. And it's deep because when I took this picture, the tourist police came to me and said, no. Why not? Why don't you want to take this picture? Because here's the proof that they're there, resurfacing the evidence. See? Now mind you, in fact, this particular picture was taken inside the Temple of Horus. What temple did I just say? Horus. Wow. Why the Temple of Horus? Why the Temple of Horus? You know why? Because Horus is the Jesus of Christianity. Got me? See, Horus of ancient Egypt is the Christ, the virgin-born Christ, where the whole story came from. Getting deep to that, this particular temple, notice what's happening to the walls. You know, I had to get it. And again, when I was taking this picture, they tried to stop me taking the picture. No camera. Why? Okay? Here's your proof, man. They're actually chiseling off the reliefs that have been here for thousands of years and cementing over it. And what's really deep about it is they chisel these little pieces off and then bring them out here to what we call Egyptian exhibits. And y'all pay all this money to go see the raping of Egypt. Right. You got me? Yes. They bring a little piece of a wall and people think they've been to see something. Wow. You know? Look at this, man. Look at this. Now you're looking at a wall where about maybe 15 years ago that entire wall was covered with Egyptian artifacts or reliefs. Let me show you a larger part of that same wall. You see? Now I can tell you that it's happening, but it means a whole lot more when you see it happening, right? Look at this. That was my group last year. Look at this. Look at that, man. The whole wall. This is the tomb of Meteruka. I don't know how many of you guys remember the tomb of Meteruka in Saqqara. Okay? How many of y'all went with me, been there to Saqqara? Yes. The tomb of Meteruka. One of the main reasons why this particular tomb in particular is being so defaced is because it is this tomb right here that gives the world the evidence of what is called Freemasonry today. It is in this tomb right here that if you go to this tomb, you'll find that York Rite and Scottish Rite Masonry is a complete copy of what happened in ancient Egypt thousands of years ago. And they don't want you to know that. That's why you can't even take a camera now to this tomb. When you go down, big sign.